Okay, I'm back with the SIRUI Swift P1 Gimbal, and in this video I'm going to balance the camera that I'm going to use for the most part in this gimbal. I'm going to start with my quick release camera mount, and I'll be using a iPhone 11 Pro Max, so I'll be using the cell phone mount here. I'll mount that to my quick release, and once I get that mounted to my quick release, I'm going to pull out my tripod out of my case, and I want to mount the Swift P1 Gimbal to the tripod by screwing the tripod to the bottom of the gimbal. Once that's on, I can set the gimbal down on a level surface and rotate it so that the screen is facing me, and then turn the gimbal around so the motor is facing me as well. I'll take my quick release with my phone mount and slide it into the carriage. Now you can see there's a release here. That's what releases the carriage. Without that, it's locked in place and will not come off. So it just slides right off and slides right back on. And I'm going to set that carriage, set the quick release camera on the carriage about in the middle to start out, and then I'll lock it into place with this screw right here. Now this is just my starting point. When I put my camera, or in this case my phone, into the phone mount, it's going to change the balance of the quick release, so I'll have to adjust it. But just to get me started, I go ahead and lock it in the middle. I'll clamp my phone in place, and you can see it leans back very heavily, so I will loosen that same screw back up and slide the camera forward until it balances. And with most of the adjustments on the gimbal here, it's a matter of micro adjustments until it gets pretty close to even balance. And I'll go back over every adjustment at the end. You can see it's pretty much balanced on the side to side. That's just a matter of chance. So I'll go ahead and loosen the roll adjustment up here, and you can see it slides left to right. And I'll readjust it so that it is balance, just micro adjustments again until I get it adjusted left to right, and then I can tighten up my roll balance screw here. So we look pretty good here. So next I'm going to move on to the tilt balance, and I'm going to start by loosening the screw here. It's my tilt balance adjustment, and what I'm looking to do is have the camera sit in a neutral position. So I'll start with aiming it straight up and adjust it back and forth, just balancing it with micro adjustments. Helps to get the screw a little bit tight, and then you can slide it and it'll stay in place. And just every little bit, a little bit too much there, go back, and it's pretty close right there. Go ahead and tighten it up so then we can see it stays in any tilt position that I put it in. So I feel pretty good about that, anywhere I put it. Not bad there. So next I'm going to do the panning balance, and to do that I like to hold the gimbal parallel to the ground. You can use a table, flat surface, whatever you need, or you can just hold it up. For this video I'm just going to hold it up, and you can see that I'm going to adjust the same way the panning balance screw here that's right next to, mounts right to the gimbal, and I just tilt it around until the panning rotation stays neutral or it does not move. Once I get it balanced correctly, it will stay right there. It's getting pretty close right here. You can see it moves a little bit here, so it's a little heavy there, and I can't get it to stay up, so I'm going to need to do a little bit more adjustment here. I'll put my finger on there to hold it in place and just do a small adjustment. Now it seems to be floating pretty good here. I rotate it around a little bit, and it seems to be pretty good. It doesn't have to be exact, but I do want to get it as close as I can. So a little bit more here, and I think I'm pretty good on my balance there. And it looks like it's going to stay pretty much wherever I put it. So now I'm going to set the gimbal down on its tripod again, and wherever I point the camera, it should pretty much stay in that position. Let me get it oriented here. So I've got it pointed in several different directions. It should stay wherever I put the gimbal without rolling around. Now that rolled a little bit. So let me do another fine adjustment here. And that should stay now. Yeah, that stays now. And it's just a matter of going back and forth and doing fine adjustments. There it is again. It rolled a little bit the other way. So just a real fine adjustment, micro adjustments on each axis of the gimbal. I like to go back over and make sure everything's good. So aims that way, stays that way, and rolls a little bit, but that's not too bad. The motors will make up for this, especially on the P1. It's made to hold up to 1.9 pounds, and this camera doesn't weigh that much. So I'm going to power my gimbal on, and it looks like it came on, and it's leveled it up, run it around a few little things, and a few little test swirls here, and it looks to be pretty good. So this is how you balance your SIRUI Swift P1 gimbal. Stay tuned for my next video, and I'll show you some of the controls on how to work the SIRUI Swift P1 gimbal. If you like this video, make sure you like and subscribe. I'm How To Bob. Thanks for watching.